Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about organization. I referred in one of my other videos to the need to remain organized, especially if you're growing a farm network or a large group of sites in some manner. It's really tough to keep track of what's going on with those things. So I'm just going to show you a couple things here real quick that help me to stay organized. First thing, you want to keep track of your domains. Believe me, if you get up to 50 or 100 websites, keeping track of your domains can be a real hassle if you don't stay organized. You're going to want to keep a spreadsheet of some kind with at least some basic information such as the domain name, renewal dates, things like that. Let me go ahead and show you an example real quick of a spreadsheet I've included in this package that you can modify for your own use and keep track of your own domains. Okay, here I've just got a few entries, and I'm just going to let you know none of these domains that are listed in here are real domains. They're just dummies that I put in. Okay, I've got 4x for madmen.com, rallycarracetracks.com, and what I've done is I've just gone through and I signify whether it's an add-on or not with a yes or a no, what hosting company I have it with. Remember when I talked about farm blogs and farm sites, I talked about spreading them out on different C-class IPs. See here, I've got a few sites on MattyBlazeHosting.com. I've got one on GoDaddy, got one on HostMonster, HostGator. If it is an add-on domain, you want to keep track of what main domain that's associated with. Also, usernames and passwords I keep in here. Renewal date. Make sure that your registrars have your current contact information at all times so that they can get a hold of you by email and let you know when your domain's coming up for renewal. Of course, you can always set them to auto-renew. I actually recommend that. If there's a domain name that for some reason you're wanting to let it go, then you just have to go in there for that one and deselect auto-renew. You can keep track of the PR of the site. When that updates, you can go out and take a look at those every once in a while. Just have a rough idea of what's going on. Is it an active domain or not? In other words, do you have something up and running on that site? What type of site it is or what type of monetization? Is it an AdSense site, an affiliate site? Is it your money-making product site, WordPress blog, ClickBank, whatever? Whatever it is, you can keep note of whether it's part of a farm network or not. No's and yeses will do usually. And also you may want to keep track of what category the site is in. Here I've got a few listed: finance, automotive, internet marketing, health and beauty, personal. This just makes it easy to see at a glance what you're involved in. Also, if you need to group your domains for any reason, you can just do a quick search. You can just do a quick sort by category. And you may also want to keep track of various analytics such as inbound links. You can even expand that out, add yourself all the columns you want, where the links are coming from, what kind of interlinking you might have going on, things like that. All right. So that's just a basic spreadsheet, gives you an idea of how you can keep organized a little bit better. You're also going to want to keep a list of resources that you use. I've mentioned the PDFs that I've provided with this training, and you should just think of those as being example resources. You'll want to create your own list of resources or modify the ones that I've given you to update them to get new resources that you found that maybe not a lot of other people are using. All right. Let me just go ahead and show you a couple of those lists real quick. This is the PDF that's called 40 plus free blog hosts. And it's just basically a list of a bunch of different places where you can go and set up little blogs. Doesn't cost you any money. All right. There's a bunch of them there. Let me show you two here. The article directories PDF. EasyArticles.com, PageRank 6, GoArticles.com, PageRank 6, and so on. They're sorted by page rank. So you can get a good idea of which ones you might want to try and use first. All right, and as you've probably experienced, or you can probably guess, once you've got a bunch of websites with their related logins, you've got forums that you're visiting, you've got blogs that you've created, you've got Squidoo lenses, hub pages, so on, so on. Your list of passwords is going to get absolutely crazy. RoboForm, I've mentioned before, invaluable. Just get it. All right, a big part of staying organized also for me is making a plan and sticking to it. You don't want to just start your workday doing whatever you think of doing at the particular moment. It's so easy to start going down rabbit trails and getting lost. By the end of the day, you'll find out that you're tired and you've really got nothing to show for it. You just don't end up doing anything. So you want to pick a backlinking strategy and work it. All right? Don't just do one or two here of this kind, one or two there of that kind. Say, for instance, today I'm going to spend 3 hours making blog comments. All right? Get your resources for finding blog comments, remember those do follow blog pages, and just go blast them. All right? Just go make a bunch of blog comments. The next day you might want to spend a couple hours doing something else. It doesn't really matter what you do, all right? Just whatever works for you, do it, and do it regularly. You want to make sure you have a routine or a schedule of some sort. For example, Monday morning, say I'm going to spend a maximum of 2 hours checking and replying to emails. I'm going to spend the next 2 hours writing for blogs. Then make sure you take a break. Go get some exercise, have a lunch, and then maybe your schedule would say you're going to spend 2 hours just creating links. And then the final 2 hours of your day, you're going to work on your new website for a product launch. That's great. Whatever works for you, again, do it, but go ahead and put it on paper and write it down. And when your time's up, just move on to the next thing. There's always the next day, there's always another week to come back to the things you haven't finished. But you got to keep it mixed up, you got to keep it fresh, or it's real easy to get burned out. And please take note of this one. Make regular backups of your data and your sites. Nothing's worse than having something go down or having something get corrupted, maybe even a site getting hacked and you have no backup. Tons of lost work. Takes a little extra time to make backups, but please do it. And finally, for staying organized, don't feel like you've got to keep track of everything. All right, if you've got farm sites, you want to know what's going on, but don't try to track every detail. Can you imagine trying to keep track of every individual backlink you have on 50 sites with 500 backlinks each? Forget it. Don't even worry about stuff like that. It's good enough to know how many you have, what sites they're going to, how your sites interrelate, and just make sure you keep your sites up and running. That's how you're going to make money. Not by mastering every single statistic or analytic that you have available. Okay, that wraps it up for staying organized. Just a few quick and easy tips, just a few of my opinions on what it takes to keep things running smooth. Now, just go do it.